Hello, everyone. So I'm here to review a figure that I just got yesterday at Barnes and Noble. Very unexpected too, because I was training with Otis and taking Otis at public places and stuff. And that is the Smilodon uh, Schleich figure. Um, I have to say that it looks pretty damn good. Like, I love the color detail. Obviously, for those, obviously, you don't know, I'm a huge fan of Smilodon having spots. I mean, more specifically with Smilodon gracilis and fatalis having spots, not Populator, because Populator lived in more open savanna habitat. But regardless of the case, I'm a huge fan of Smilodon with spots. And I just love this figure so much. Like, I just love it. Um, the shoulder, um, I think that it has a trotting like stance. Like maybe it's like chasing away like scavengers, or like maybe it's hissing at a rival or something, like preparing to fight with another like rival. And this is a male because obviously you can see it's well, genitalia. Yeah, the tail is really nice looking, very beefy. And since Smilodon was a beefy cat, it would make sense. Although I don't know if the muscles are too beefy, but regardless of the case, and this is not, um, this isn't the first time figures make Smilodon too beefy, but it's still like it is what it is. But yeah, it has the sideburn cheeks like a tiger or like a leopard or something. And no, it's not a tiger. It's not quote unquote saber-toothed tiger. It's a saber-toothed cat or saber cat, as some of these morons like to say. But yeah, the fangs look really good. Um, the mouth opens like 90 or 100 degrees because Smilodon had a very open, wide gape, because it would make logical sense, really, and it was a throat slasher, which would make logical sense. Even though some people disagree with the throat slasher debate, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, the eyes are pretty good. I did switch this figure. Well, then again, there was like a couple of them. Like one of them had goofy eyes looking with the paint job, and I'm like, I'm gonna switch it to another one. This one didn't have goofy eyes that much. Yeah, like the mouth, it looks really good. Like I have to say, this is probably either my favorite or probably the one of my favorite figures of the Schleich toy line. Even though that like Schleich kind of sucks, but they're actually getting better. Like last year, like the Ice Age animals looked really good, and this year they have two figures so far, which is the Nanuxsaurus and the Velociraptor. The Nanuxsaurus looks pretty good, but anyways, yeah, like Schleich is getting a little bit better with their figures. But yeah. But yeah, like this Smilodon though looks really, really dope. I love the colors and the model of this thing. It's probably either my favorite or one of my favorite Smilodon figures of all time. And I just love Smilodon so much. That's why like I had to get it. And yeah, there is a woolly mammoth, although it's not at Barnes and Noble. It's at um, Tractor Supply, and I wanted to get it, but it was like 20 something dollars. But maybe someday I'll get the woolly mammoth and do a review of it and stuff like that. But yeah, might as well get the Smilodon because I love the Smilodon. But yeah, now let's do a size review compared to the smaller, well, to the other big cat figures that I have. Unfortunately, I'm not doing the review or compare size with the 1/12 scale Smilodon from the Beast of the Mesozoic, because obviously they're so huge, and obviously, this is a smaller figure, but, they don't make Schleich and Safari Ltd. And most other companies don't make large figures that much. I mean, not as much as they used to. But anyways, let's do a size review. Let's compare it to the Lioness from the Schleich 2006. Obviously, the Smilodon is much taller and kind of a longer body. The Mojo Smilodons, the more populator looking and the more fatalis or gracilis, as I always say. In terms of shoulder height, I mean, they're both kind of almost equal to the size of the Schleich a little bit, but the Schleich is more like taller and more like accurate looking, because like Smilodon wasn't this too beefy, like too much robust, but still. And the snout is more accurate as well. The Papo Lioness. Oh, tag fell out. Obviously, you know, taller. Schleich Smilodon is much taller than the Papo Lioness. The Mojo Smilodon. Almost close to the same size, but I mean, judging by the stance, I mean, well, Mojo has more of a bigger head. Height-wise, they're kind of equal, although in terms of who has the longer body, the Schleich has more of the longer body, I believe. So yeah, but more of a height advantage. Honestly, like the Mojo Smilodon looks more Homotherium-ish, like with the legs and stuff. But maybe I'll do a review on this figure in the future. The Schleich, what appears to be a Siberian tiger, or I don't know what species of tiger this is. I think this is a Siberian tiger. Obviously taller. Well, Schleich Smilodon is taller than the tiger. Kind of a longer body for the tiger. Well, kind of ish, but yeah. The Safari LTD 1996 Tigress. Longer body, including the tail. And yeah. The Schleich male lion. The Papo male lion roaring. I mean, obviously in terms of the stance, it looks kind of taller than the Smilodon, but yeah. And obviously, like, if you're comparing Smilodon to a lion, like, this is what I would prefer. Like, if you're using a Smilodon fatalis and an African lion, like, an African lion is taller than a Smilodon fatalis, but a Smilodon fatalis is more beefier and heavier than an African lion. Here's the other African lion figure. Pretty much. And another Schleich male lion. This time this is the open mouth version, I believe. Really nice. And then finally the 1/18 or 1/35 scale, or 1/18, the smaller Smilodon from the Beasts of the Mesozoic, or Beasts of the Cenozoic, or Created Beast Studios, whatever you call it, the company. Obviously, you can make it to be smaller or taller than the Schleich Smilodon. Yeah. It's hard to say really which is my favorite of the Smilodons. It's like either this guy, or the creative, or the larger versions of the toy line. I mean, of the Creative Beast Studios. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm trying to make it have more of a stalking stance with the Creative Beast Studios Smilodon. There we go. Perfect. I think perfect. Yep. So yeah, like pretty much like this is probably one of my favorite Smilodon figures of all time. I mean, perhaps maybe rivaling that of the Creative Beast Studio Smilodons, but I mean, it's up to me to decide which is my favorite. But regardless, though, I really love this figure so much. I love the muscle detail, even though the muscles are a little bit over exaggerated in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is. The head is really nice. The colors though, the colors look super dope. Like I really love the colors, and I think that this is my first Smilodon with spots. I mean, technically speaking, you could make an argument that these are kind of spots because, well, then again, they're clouded like spots, but not like spots like an African leopard or like leopards in general or a jaguar. But regardless, though, like this is one of my favorite, probably the best Smilodon figure of all time. Like man, oh man, it's super dope. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One of my favorite Smilodons.